And so it begins, another week of Skyrim mods, and in today's video, I'll be showcasing some immersive mods that I highly recommend you guys to have. This is part 3 of my immersive mods video, and if you haven't checked previous immersive mods video, I highly recommend you guys to check it out. Anyways, let's get right into the video. We can't start an immersive mod video without showcasing a mod by Jay Serpa. Immersive Interactions Animated Actions. The mod basically adds a bunch of new features. These features are brand new animations whenever you or an NPC interact in the world of Skyrim. Animated interactions like pickpocketing, lockpicking a door, opening wardrobes, petting your horse, looting NPCs or animals, and even being saluted by a guard when you are a Thane at a specific hold. The mod also comes in with its own highly customizable MCM menu, where you can disable or enable specific interactions. With almost 30 different animated interactions, the mod definitely makes Skyrim feel more immersive while interacting in the game world. Next, we have Rudy Fix for Smoke. In vanilla Skyrim, in-game smokes always goes in one direction, no matter what the current weather is. During thunderstorms, rains, or even on a sunny weather. This just don't make sense, but thanks to this mod, it changes that by adding a feature where in-game smokes now have their own behaviors, as they can now be influenced by the wind direction and depending on the current weather. I personally think it makes the game's aesthetic a lot more realistic. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys to have this mod installed. Next up, we have locked chests have keys. Have you sometimes wondered how locked chests or safes in Skyrim get unlocked? The real answer is it's always been a bit of a mystery. With this mod installed, the mod places a nearby key to most locked chests you'll encounter in Skyrim. These keys can be found around the area and can sometimes be a bit tricky to spot. I personally think this makes a lot more sense, and it can be fun stumbling across a hidden key that eventually can unlock a chest. It's a small but significant addition that adds another layer to the gameplay experience. Of course, you can still go and do the traditional lockpicking route, but the option to hunt down the keys is a refreshing twist. Next immersive mod I want to share is Your Own Thoughts SC. A simple mod that I think makes gameplay a lot more immersive. How you ask? Well, in vanilla Skyrim, when you do specific things like fast traveling to a different location with an enemy nearby, a pop-up message appears in second person. But this mod flips the script and changes those messages to first person, using I instead of you. What's particularly impressive is that this mod doesn't stop at the main game. It extends its changes to DLCs and other mods, ensuring a consistent experience. Despite its simplicity, I consider this a must-have mod for anyone looking to enhance their immersion in Skyrim. Next up, we have Dynamic Things Alternative. In the vanilla version of Skyrim, many of the static items you come across in the world are just static. You can't interact with them, even though it would make perfect sense to be able to do so. But with this mod, it changes that, as you're no longer restricted from interacting with various static objects you encounter on your journey. Want to steal Belethor's trophy? Now you can. This mod opens up a whole new world of possibilities and immersion in your playthrough. In my opinion, having this mod installed is an essential mod, as it is a game changer and it'll make your adventures in Skyrim feel even more realistic and engaging. Knowing Skyrim as a cold place, NPCs tend to hoard firewood as it's their only source of fuel. But have you ever noticed that all the firewood in Skyrim looks exactly the same? Well, that's where Diverse Firewood steps in. The mod introduces 40 different variants of firewood piles that you can come across in Skyrim. They vary in size, amount, and other details, giving you much more variety to enjoy. But that's not all, as the mod adds an immersive feature that brings in a dynamic element. When you revisit a location, those firewood piles will have either dwindled further or been replenished, just as if they're actually being used. It's a small touch, but I personally think it adds a ton of immersion to your Skyrim experience. Next up, we have Skyrim Motion Control, a script-free mod that makes the player's movement more realistic. The mod adds a weight system when your character moves, and here's a quick breakdown. First, we've got acceleration. Instead of going from 0 to full speed instantly, the player now gradually accelerates when moving in a particular direction. Next, we've got the movement stop. With this mod, the player doesn't come to an instant stop, but takes a bit more time to come to a complete stop. It's a feature you might find in other games like GTA. Lastly, the mod also introduces a jump boost feature. If you think the jump boost is too much or too little, no worries. You can easily adjust all these movement settings in the mod's INI file. The mod is overall simple but effective way to enhance the way you move in Skyrim. Next up, we have Frozen Electrocuted Combustion. This mod is a favorite mod of mine that applies VFX to NPCs and players when killed by a magic spell. For example, when using frost-based spells, corpses freezes solid and it can even shatter when you try to destroy it. While shock-based spells brings corpses into a spasm state and even charcoals them. Plus, it can also explode into guts. And my favorite, fire-based spells can burn corpses and even skeletonize bodies or even vaporize it into ash piles. Take note that this does not only work with these 3 spells, but also different magic-related type, such as poison, air, drain, fear, soul trap, sun damage, and a lot more. I personally find this mod very immersive, especially when you play as a mage character. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys to try it out. Another immersive mod I would recommend is Hazelight's Torches Cast Shadows. As the name implies, this mod takes torches and mage lights to a more realistic feel by allowing them to cast realistic shadows when in use. I'll be completely honest, I have never noticed the absence of shadows when holding a torch in the game. However, once you've experienced Skyrim with this mod, it's hard to go back. The addition of shadows when using torches and mage lights adds a subtle but significant layer of immersion to the game. It's those little details that makes all the difference in creating a more realistic and atmospheric environment. But we're not stopping there. To further enhance your torch carrying adventures, I'd like to introduce another mod, Dynamic Torch Idle Animations. Instead of the static and somewhat lifeless idle animation we're used to, this mod introduces 3 unique dynamic idle animations for torches. What's really cool is that these animations vary depending on the type of clothing your character's wearing. This means that your torch holding animations will adapt to your character's outfit. Whether you're wearing heavy armor, light armor, or normal clothing, each clothing type will have its own unique animation. It's also worth mentioning that these animations work for both male and female characters. When it comes to admiring Skyrim's natural beauty, there is no excuse to look at the waterfalls that are seen in Skyrim. However, looking at it does not really hit the mark. Well, that's where Natural Waterfalls comes in. This mod gives a complete makeover to every waterfall in the vast realm of Tamriel. The mod author has gone above and beyond by replacing each waterfall with brand new models and textures. They've also addressed some pesky seams created by transparent falls by adding hundreds of vanilla wet rocks. These subtle but effective improvements really makes a difference in immersion. Sound markers have also been thoughtfully relocated to match the waterfalls more accurately, and it doesn't stop there. All the foam and rapids have been overhauled with edited meshes and fresh textures. And here's the best part. I have personally tested this mod and haven't experienced any significant drop in FPS. So it's a win-win for immersion and performance. One thing to note is that the mod doesn't include changes for DLCs or interior locations. But don't worry, there's a recent mod called Natural Waterfalls Dragonborn, designed to work its magic in the Solstheim area. While it's not created by the same original author, the quality remains top-notch, and the effort put into it is clearly aligned with the original mod's vision. Both of these mods will definitely be permanent mods in my mod list, and I highly recommend you guys to try them out. Now let's dive into a set of mods that breathe life into specific objects within the world of Skyrim. First up, we have High-Graven Houses Animated. This mod swaps out the meshes for high-graven houses and fences, giving them an immersive touch. Next in line is Falmer Huts Animated. Just like the previous one, this mod revamps Falmer Huts with animated meshes, making them feel more alive. But we're not stopping there. We also have Small Nordic Tent Animated and the Large Nordic Tent Animated. These mods inject motions into the Stormcloak tents you'll come across in the game, adding that small extra layer of immersion. And of course, when there's Stormcloak tents, we can't forget the Imperial Tents Animated. It's the same story here as the mod replaces the meshes, making the tents more realistic. I wanna personally thank my current channel members for going beyond to support me. Well, that's all for today's video. I hope this video helped you, and if it did, please take a moment to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more. I wanna wish you all safe and have fun in your Skyrim adventures. Happy modding, everyone!